Hello friends, I am Nisha Sharma, Associate Professor, Department of English. The topic under discussion today is a character analysis of Dr. Rank in a doll's house. Dr. Rank, a minor character in the Ibsen drama A Doll's House, appears to be an extraneous supporting character. He does not further the plot the same way Crockstead or Mrs. Linde do. Crockstead initiates the conflict by attempting to blackmail Nora Hammer, while Mrs. Linde gives Nora an excuse to leap into the exposition in Act 1 and tames the heart of the antagonistic Crockstead. The fact is that Dr. Rank does not have much to do with the play's narrative. On different occasions throughout Henrik Ibsen's play, Dr. Rank visits with Towel Hammer in his office. He flirts with a married woman and he is slowly dying of an unnamed illness. He does hint at his disintegrating spine, and most scholars suggest he is plagued with tuberculosis. Even Dr. Rank believes himself to be easily replaceable when he utters these words in Act 2. He says, the thought of having to leave it all without being able to leave behind even the slightest token of gratitude, hardly a fleeting regret, even nothing but an empty place to be fulfilled by the first person that comes along. Dr. Rank is a doctor who is best friends with Towel and Nora, who he visits every day. He suffers from spinal tuberculosis, condition he believes was caused by his father's vices, which included having extramarital affairs and consuming too much luxurious food and drink. Dr. Rank is unmarried and lonely, and over the course of the play, it is revealed that he is in love with Nora. Cynical about life, he rejoices when he finds out that his illness is terminal and insists that neither Towel nor Nora visit him in his dying days. As he predicted, he is not particularly missed by the other character. Dr. Rank is an early example of realism in theatre. Friend of the family and Towel's physician, Dr. Rank embodies and subverts the theatrical role of the male moral force that had to be that had been traditional in the plays of the time. Rather than providing moral guidance and example for the rest of the characters, Dr. Rank is a corrupting force, both physically and morally. Sick from consumption of the spine as a result of his father's sexual exploits, the doctor confesses his desire for Nora in the second act and goes off to die in the third act, leaving a visiting card with a black cross to signify that for him the death or the end has come. He is a rich family friend who, unlike Tova, treats Nora as an intelligent human being. He is quick to point out that Krogstad is morally ill. During the time frame in which the play takes place, he is ailing from the final stage of tuberculosis of the spine, which, based on what he told Nora, he inherited from his philandering father who had a venereal disease. At the end of the play, he tells only Nora that his time has come, as he thinks this information would be too ugly for Towel. He has been in love with Nora for a long time, but she only loves him platonically as a friend. He acts as a foil to Towel in the way he talks to Nora, to whom he reveals his seriously deteriorating health. Nora, in turn, acts more like a sentient being and less like a doll around him. Doctoring does add to the sober mood of the play, even if he is not essential to the conflict, climax, or resolution. He chats with the other characters, admiring them, all the while knowing he will never be important to any of them, and expresses that. Many scholars give Dr. Eng a stronger role by seeing him as a symbol of moral corruption within society. However, Because of the many sincere aspects of his character, that view is debatable. Dr. Reng's friendship with Nora and Dr. Reng's friendship with Torvald. When the Hammers find Dr. Reng's letter that indicates he has gone home to await death, Torvald says that his suffering and his loneliness seem almost to provide a background of dark cloud to the sunshine of our lives. Well, perhaps it's all for the best, for him at any rate, and maybe for us as well. Nora. Now there's just the two of us. Act 3. It doesn't sound like they will miss him too much. Believe it or not, Torval is the doctor's closest friend. Nora, do you think he is the only one who wouldn't gladly give his life for your sake? I swore to myself you would know before I went. I will never have a better opportunity. Well, Nora, now you know, and now you know too that you can confide in me as in nobody else. Dr. Rank utters these words to Nora in Act 2. One could view this as an honorable love from afar, but it is also an uncomfortable situation for Nora. Most actors portray Dr. Rang as soft spoken and well meaning. He does not mean to be vulgar, but instead confesses his feelings for Nora mainly because he only has a few days left to live. Sadly, Nora responds to his forwardness by summoning her maid, turning up the lights, stepping away from him, and quickly dismissing the conversation. When Dr. Eng suggests that his love is just as strong as Torval's, Nora recoils from him. She never again looks to him as a possible solution to her problem. The fact that she would consider suicide before accepting Dr. Reng's endearments speaks volumes about the way the poor doctor is perceived by others. Ibsen probably draws a comparison between Dr. Reng and Nora. When Hammer accuses Nora of corrupting her children, the same idea is lying there when Dr. Rank says he is paying for somebody's sins. He is paying for the sinful life of his father, and this gives Nora the thought that she is also corrupting her children. So there is a sort of we can say Nora and Dr. Eng we can say, share this particular trait of character. Thank you.